Hi, I'm David Barton of Wall Builders, an organization dedicated to presenting America's forgotten history and heroes with an emphasis on our moral, religious, and constitutional heritage. Now, we have here a library of some 100,000 originals or copies of original documents, and I wanted to show you some of those that we have. These are Christmas items, but they're not the normal Christmas items. These are White House Christmas items. Prior to the 20th century, first families privately celebrated the Yuletide, as George Washington did in 1795 when he hosted a Christmas party for members of Congress, and as Andrew Jackson did in 1834 when he hosted a Christmas party for White House children that included an indoor snowball fight with specially made cotton balls. In 1889, President Benjamin Harrison placed the first Christmas tree inside the White House, and 6 years later, in 1895, First Lady Frances Cleveland decorated their tree with the first electric Christmas lights hung in the White House. But White House Christmases began to turn from private to public in 1923 when President Calvin Coolidge started the National Christmas Tree Lighting Ceremony, which was accompanied by the singing of Christmas hymns and Christmas carols. In 1929, the first official White House Christmas tree was erected by First Lady Lou Henry Hoover, and in 1953, President Dwight Eisenhower sent out the first White House Christmas card that included a presidential seal. Now, presidents before Eisenhower definitely gave out Christmas cards, such as this one from President Harry Truman. This is one of the rarest of White House Christmas cards. It begins, "As 1950 ebbs to its close, our hearts turn once more to Bethlehem," and then it continues with a powerful Christmas message about Jesus Christ. Now, this was typical of the content that President Truman delivered to the nation each year in his official Christmas messages. But returning to President Eisenhower, he was an artist in his own right, and he allowed 6 of his paintings to be published by Hallmark Cards, either as White House Christmas cards or White House Christmas gifts. In fact, this painting of George Washington by President Eisenhower was given as his 1954 Christmas gift to close personal friends and White House staff. By the way, the Eisenhower celebrated Christmas in a big way, having 27 official Christmas trees inside the White House and piping Christmas carols into each room of the White House. Now, this 1963 Christmas card by President John F. Kennedy showed the nativity scene that was set up inside the East Room of the White House. The President and the First Lady signed 30 of these cards, as you see here, before their final trip to Dallas, where President Kennedy was assassinated. None of these cards was ever mailed. Understandably, this too is one of the rarest of White House Christmas cards. In 1981, President Ronald Reagan authorized the first official White House Christmas ornament, copies of which were made available for purchase. These are some of those ornaments. These are from 1984 through 1988. Now, this 2001 Christmas card included a scripture from Psalm 27. It says, "Thy face, Lord, do I seek. I believe that I shall see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living." This particular scripture was chosen by Laura Bush only 5 days after 9/11, as the first family was listening to a sermon preached by the chaplain at Camp David following that national tragedy. The Bushes regularly use scriptures on their Christmas cards, such as this one. This is from 2002, and the scripture says, "For the Lord is good, His mercy is everlasting, and His truth endureth to all generations." Psalms 100, verse 5. And it's the same for the rest of their Christmas cards. Now, these few items, from among many others, give us a good look at our religious heritage, and they tell us much about our foundations. We have these documents and many others available at www.wallbuilders.com. And if you want to help Wall Builders in rebuilding our moral, religious, and constitutional foundations, you can go to www.wallbuilders.com. God bless.